How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Eric, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to fix a oil pressure switch on a 2013 Chevy Tahoe. This applies to a lot of different vehicles, GMC, Chevrolet. If they have an oil pressure switch that looks like this, most likely this is going to be the same for your application. If you guys are watching this video, you guys already probably know that your sensor is bad. But for those that don't know, this is what you need to look for when you are diagnosing this issue. So we turn on the vehicle and you can see right away that we don't have any oil pressure. This could be because the oil pressure sensor is bad, or the filter, kind of like the screen that goes near the switch, is clogged up. This is a brand new switch filter, and you guys can see obviously there's tiny little holes in there, so that prevents from any debris to clog up the filter, to clog up the switch. Sometimes that debris gets through, and sometimes it just doesn't allow any oil to go to the sensor. So we're gonna just replace both the filter and the switch so that we can fix this problem. Now we also have a check engine light, and if we pull the code, you will have a P0523, which is a error code for the oil pressure switch. I'm also going to show you guys what tools you will need to remove this oil pressure switch. These are the tools that I used to replace this oil pressure switch on this 2013 Tahoe. So you can use either a shorter 3/8 ratchet or a longer one, doesn't really matter. As long as it's a 3/8 half inch, that's when they start to get a little bit more bulky on the top. It makes it a little bit harder to work in tight spaces, so at least get a 3/8 ratchet. If you don't have a long extension like the one I have here, you can use two smaller 3-inch 3/8 extensions. Also, you're going to use a universal swivel joint. This is also 3/8. If you don't have this, don't do this, because you're not going to be able to get that sensor out without this guy. Also, you're not going to be able to do this job without this tool. So you need this Lisle socket that is meant for oil pressure switches. So you're going to need that one. You're obviously going to need your replacement part. I would also suggest to get one that comes with the screen. And you're going to need a little pick like this one right here to remove the screen from the oil pressure switch. So I'm gonna try to leave these linked in the video description so that you guys can check them out on Amazon. If you guys buy them through Amazon, it is an affiliate link, so all of that will go to support the channel. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the repair. The oil pressure switch is in the back of the engine bay. So what you need to do is remove this cover right here so that you have access to the back. That's where we're going to be working. The engine cover right here just lifts out. To make it easier for me, I kind of just jumped in the engine bay because we need to go back here to remove the sensor. It's pretty crammed in here, as you guys can tell. So in order to remove this oil pressure switch, you need to remove a few lines out of the way. It's possible to remove this sensor without removing these lines, but you're gonna be fighting a lot, so it's just better to just get these out. So what you need to do is first remove this, I think it's a vacuum line, which is right over here. So you push down on this clip right here, and then you pull. You pull it out, and then it should come out. You're gonna need two hands to pull it out if it's the first time that you guys are removing this. So you'll get this guy out and put it off to the side. There is another little clip that looks like this on the back of the valve cover, so reach your hand back there and also remove that clip so that you guys can get it out. So you'll get this line out once you push those clips in. That's what you got to do, and then this will pull out. So you'll get that line out of the way. There's also this other line right here. You're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. So there is a little clip that you slide to the left, and pull up, and it removes this line. So I'll show you guys here. So you gotta go slide this guy to the left and pull up. Slide it and pull it up. So you'll get this guy, move it out of the way. That should give you enough room to fit your hand back there. And what you're gonna be feeling for is a sensor with a connection. Once you reach it with your hand, you're gonna disconnect it and pull it off. I have the sensor disconnected in the back. It's very hard for you guys to see it. The way the sensor is kind of like the mass airflow sensor. So you have to pull up these little white clips here, wiggle them side to side, and then you're gonna push down on the middle and then it'll come out. So that's how the sensor is on the back as well. So what you need to do now is put your special socket right over it, and you're gonna use some extensions so that we can get it off. So again, we use our special socket. We go in the back, move the wiring harness off, and we put this on top of the sensor. Alright, so it's on there right now. So now we need to use several size extensions and a ratchet to remove it. So once you get your setup right, you should be able to break this switch loose. So as you guys can see, I got the sensor out, and I also did remove the little filter, kind of like the little screen that goes on the bottom of this sensor. So what I used to remove that was a pick like this. I've seen that some people use a bolt and you can jam it in here, and you should be able to get it out that way too. I just found it a little bit easier to use this pick, and it made it easy to remove it. The way I removed this sensor was with this setup right here. So I have the Lisle socket, I have a swivel joint, and then I have a 3/8 extension. Now if you don't have an extension this long, you can also use two smaller 3-inch extensions, and then you can put them back to back and it'll be the same length as this one. Once you do that, go ahead and get your ratchet. I used a longer one to get better leverage, but you can also use a smaller one. So now that we got this one out, we're gonna go ahead and install the replacement sensor, which is right here. So we'll install this one, and then we're also gonna be replacing our screen. So I have the sensor connected. Important thing that you guys need to know is if you guys don't hear the connector click, very important. If you don't hear it click, that means it's not on there right. You need to pull up the white little tabs right here. You need to pull them up, and then when you have them pulled up, that's when you slide the connector over there, and then you'll hear a little click. Once you do that, you push down these little white clips here, and then that secures it into place. Very important that you guys do that, because if not, it's gonna come loose eventually. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the lines back onto the vehicle. So we're gonna start off with this line that goes in the back. So just go ahead and sneak it back there, through here. It's a little difficult doing it with one hand, but you guys get the idea. So I have everything back where it needs to go. I'm going to turn on the vehicle to see if that check engine light went away, and most importantly to see if we have oil pressure. So now that we installed the new sensor, the oil pressure gauge is functioning again. I'm going to clear this engine code, which is for the bad sensor. Once you clear that code, you shouldn't have any more codes if this is the only problem that you have. As you guys can see, the check engine light is gone, the oil pressure switch is working. So I think this is gonna be it for this video. If you guys did find this one entertaining and useful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Peace out.